this. So hopefully that works out great. I love it when everything works out great. Connecting the software, says that we're live. Wow, look at all the people in the chat. I did not realize how many people were in the chat. So welcome everybody, and welcome to clearproptv.com, our Paramotor podcast that we do every Monday night. PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. You can find us everywhere. Clearproptv.com. You can watch us live every Monday night or watch us on Memorex. I'm looking in the chat. Oh my goodness, we got so many people right now. We got Eric, PPG Lear, Care PPG, Jim Senard, Gary Symons, Bill H, John Wayne, Travis D. Let's see. Wow, there's just so many people here. Tony Marzano. Again, John Wayne, and want to say thank you again to John Wayne. He does help us monthly on this channel. So thank you again, John Wayne. We appreciate you. Will Fly, Daniel Roosh is here. Let's see, did I miss anybody? If I did, I'll come back and say hi to you guys in just a moment. Welcome. If you guys have not said hi in the chat, please do so, because we are going to be doing the spinning wheel of Winnie Things at 8 o'clock in 1 hour from now. So make sure you let everyone know that we're going to spin the wheel. So once again, welcome everybody. This is season 3, episode 117 with Neal. He's the one that has the electric paramotors, and we're going to be talking all about electric paramotors. He's getting his earbuds in real quick. So we'll go ahead and introduce everybody on the panel while he's getting that taken care of. Will Fly from Will Fly PPG. He's on our panel tonight. Welcome, Will.
Hey, it's good to be here, as always, on Monday nights. Wouldn't miss it.
You uploaded a video and I tried to click it and it disappeared. What happened?
Clickbait, man. Clickbait. It works every time.
So you're uploading a new video because of an error in the rendering process, and it should be ready tonight in about an hour, or are you going to wait until tomorrow to launch it?
I think I'll probably just wait till tomorrow. We'll see how the upload goes. Well,
where can everyone go to see this new video that's going to be up?
You can go to YouTube, just search for Will Fly, or willflyppg.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Will, for being on the panel. Always appreciate you here, buddy. We're also going to be, like I said, we're going to be doing the spinning wheel of Winnie Things. Make sure you say hello to Will Fly in the chat and say, hey, I'm here. Put me on the spinning wheel of Winnie Things. We also got Eric from PPG Lear, LEAR.com. What's up, bud?
Hey guys, happy Monday. Glad to be here supporting the channel and meeting new pilots that Sean has on here.
Absolutely. Well, you also run a podcast too on Wednesdays, do you not?
Tuesdays. Yeah, we have Shane, Will, Mark, and myself. We do the Tuesday night hangout. And this week we are going to have actually my instructor that taught me and look at all of his accomplishments that he has done throughout his years. It ought to be a good time. And then Sunday, Jade has her show, Girls Just Want to Fly. And you can reach her at paramotorgirl.com.
Awesome. And how do we get up with you tomorrow to watch your podcast?
You type in PPG Lear, LEAR.com.
Awesome. I will be there or be square. Thank you for being on the panel, Eric. Appreciate you. We also got Paramom USA, our very own Linda Anderson, our cheerleader. What's up?
Hi. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Hi, chatters. I got to give a shout out to my chatters tonight. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Monday night, the only place to be on Monday night is right here.
On Monday night, yeah.
Right here. Yeah. And then if you don't want to be here, then you wait, and then you go on Thursday night with paraglidingshop.com with your host, Robert Michaels.
And who is Robert Michaels to you?
On Mondays or fun there on Thursdays.
Who's Robert Michaels to you, Miss Linda? Who's Robert Michaels to you, Miss Linda?
He's my son. My awesome.
So we got a celebrity that does a podcast on Thursday.
Yeah.
And we got a celebrity's mom on our show every Monday night.
Right. That's right.
I love it.
Robert tells me, dang, Mom, it's like, you know more people than I do anymore. That's how I roll, you know?
I think that's true.
Get on there and That's how I find all my friends. There you go.
You know,
Absolutely.
I said something earlier, and I said being on Sean's show. I got to say, Linda does an awesome job getting the guests for this Monday night show, and I got to give you credit, Linda, for that part of it. You do a very good
Aw.
job.
Thank you, Eric.
Absolutely would
That
not be
means
able to
so
do
much
this
to me.
without
Thank
you.
you. I'm just all like, you know me. Oh gosh. Oh.
Well, we
Yes,
know what I
thank
mean.
you.
We do this every week. We always say Linda Anderson's our PR girl. If you want to be on the show, make sure you go to paramomusa.com. It forwards
Right.
over to her Facebook page, Linda Anderson, and just PM her and say, "Hey, I want to be on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, clearproptv.com or paratalk.org." That's everything. We do it all.
So easy. It's
I
easy.
know,
peasy.
right?
That's it. Just ask
Yep.
me. Just, you know, and we'll get everything started.
We'll hook you up, guys. Well, thank you very much,
love
Linda,
it.
for being on the panel. We love you very much, and you definitely help us out. So thank you so much. We also got our friend from Canada, Jim Senard. What's up, buddy? The only guy I know that sniffs his money and goes, maple syrup. What's up, bud?
Things are going good. Thank you.
What flight are you up to now? I know that you were hanging a little bit over 100. Have you flown at all?
Yeah, I actually got about 5 or 6 flights in on Thursday.
What?
So I'm up to 109.
109 flights. So, and that's just something that we have to, check with you every Monday just to see how many flights you got going on. So 109, that's awesome. You also have been printing up some cool things for us, including ClearProp TV stickers. So we appreciate you printing out these things and our Paramotor calendar and all sorts of other stuff. And your printing place that we can get up with is carepp.com, correct?
All right.
And your Paramotor shenanigans is careppg.com.
You betcha.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jim, for being on the show and helping us out every way that you can. But of course, it's not about you. It's not about me. Tonight, it's about our guest. Neal is our guest tonight, and you are on mute. Okay, good. You're off of mute.
Hopefully this is better.
I think it will be. That's awesome. Our pre-show, we had a little bit of an echo, so we got some earbuds in. Hey, I got some earbuds in too. How about that? That's awesome. Neal, it's Zeman, right? I'm saying your last name. All right. So Neal Zeman, he's the one that let me fly his electric paramotor. We did an unboxing, everything. It's down there in the link below or in the description. And check out that video when you get the chance. We unbox the electric paramotor, we check it out, we charge it up, and we go out to the field and I take it up for a spin. And it was absolutely amazing. It was the SP140, right, Neal?
Yes, by PPG. They did have they had a 4-prop one that only got about 20 minutes of flight, but it had no torque steer. And they went to a larger prop to gain efficiency and a 4 kilowatt battery, which, like I said, I get 50 to 65 minutes out of it.
That is incredible. So for everybody out there that does not know the electric paramotor guy, Neal, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got into paramotors.
Okay. And my next door neighbor was a crop duster when I was growing up, and he flew F-14s off carrier. And I always wanted to fly F-14s off carrier since I was like 8 years old. And unfortunately, my eyesight didn't allow me to become a military pilot. But I started trying to fly Cessna 152s, 150s, Piper Cubs. And I decided that the motor was where the expense was. And if I cut out the motor, I cut out most of the expense. So I tried to fly, or I tried to get into the sailplanes, the gliders, big carbon fiber wings. And I found out that was more expensive than the flying the Cessna 150s. So I looked in the yellow pages, and there was hang gliding and paragliding. And this was in the mid 90s. And the paraglider pilot never called me back. The hang glider pilot got me out on a training hill, and I started flying in southern Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, California. I got my hang 1 and 2 out there. I took a job in Venezuela. Flew every chance I got in Florida, aerotowed at Wallaby Ranch, aerotowed at Lookout Mountain, Georgia. And I took my instructor. I got my hang 3 and I got my instructor qualification at Kitty Hawk Kites in North Carolina. At that point is when I moved to Arkansas. And I was always the new guy in Arkansas. So I mainly flew in Lookout Mountain, Georgia, every long weekend I got. I got married, had a daughter, dropped out of hang gliding for about 15 years. And I bought a small car, and I started seeing these really cheap deals on flying to Hawaii, flying to Europe. And I always wanted to fly the Switzerland, fly Oahu. And you can't take a hang glider on an airplane. You can pack up
you wait a minute. You cannot take a hang glider on an airplane? Well, why not?
Well, you got to break it down, and it's still it's a 17-foot long package when it's on your roof rack transporting them. And when you take the leading edge apart, you still have a 7-8 foot long package, and you have to ship it by freight if you go on an airplane.
Gotcha.
Because of the rigid aluminum frame that it has in it. Again, had to have a ladder rack on a car or truck to transport the glider to local flights. And the paraglider offered me a way that I could scrunch up, put it in the driver's seat or the passenger seat of the car, or I could carry it, check on baggage, or even carry on if I stuff it down small enough. So that's why I decided to change over to paragliding.
Okay. I do have a question about hang gliding. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of people hang gliding. What is the difference since you paraglide, you paramotor, and you hang glide? What's the difference between that hang glider and paramotoring? Because I don't know about you guys. I haven't hang glide yet, but I would love to. But what's the difference?
Okay, the hang glider is a rigid regalo wing, which has aluminum tubing in the leading edge and the cross member and the nose to keel. And you have a 1-inch aluminum tube that comes down and makes a triangle that is your control bar. So your control bar and your wing, when it's assembled ready for flight, is more or less rigid. You don't have to inflate it like a paraglider wing. So you pick it up on your launch and it's ready for flight. You don't have to inflate, make a wall, get it above your head. It's already ready for flight. Due to the aluminum tubing in it, they have a higher glide speed. They have a longer glide ratio to them, and they're a little bit faster on airspeed. I found out the penetration power flying into the wind was greater. Your high performance paragliders and your beginning level hang gliders have about the same performance for glide. Your high performance hang glider or starting to approach your lower level sailplanes. You got rigid wing hang gliders that have no flex. You use actually flaperons to control your roll and your yaw.
How long does it take to actually learn how to fly a hang glider opposed to flying like a paramotor?
Because the wing, you don't have to inflate it or kite it. You can actually learn the hang gliding quicker. The beginner stage you can go through faster, but I noticed that I plateaued at the hang 2 level for a little bit, which I'm rapidly going through on the paragliding. I feel like I'm advancing more on the paragliding than I did on the hang glider.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry, do you have more? I didn't mean to interrupt.
no,
Eric posted a couple of things in our chat here, a couple of statements. You want to go ahead and read those, Eric?
Yeah, Bill H said that he has followed the PPG project since the beginning, which that would have been cool. I wish I would have done the same. And then Nick says that I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. His hang glider wing for trikes breaks down to 20-foot or 16-foot sections and weighs 105 pounds.
Wow.
most of the wings that I flew weighed from about 45 to 60 pounds. And that was,
So about the weight of like a paramotor on our back, but you
Right.
don't feel it on your back though, right? I mean,
no, it's it will actually start flying itself. And unless you're carrying it across a flat field, you don't feel that weight.
gotcha. Just like our paramotors when we start to fly.
You're talking
So
I was just going to ask you before you got too far off, but you were talking about the controlling the roll and the yaw. What could you explain that again? What you were talking about there? Was that was what?
Okay. There's two types of the hang gliders. That there's one that is a flex wing, which uses the flexing of the wing to control and uses weight shift to actually give you your 3 axes of flight. They've advanced now into a rigid wing where they've pretty much made a airfoil that is shaped, that is stretched like a sailcloth airplane wing that is using airplane controls.
How about that? That's pretty neat, really. So does it have a stick and everything? Kind of. I mean,
It has a stick. Yeah, it has a stick to control it.
about that?
Have you ever flown a powered one, a powered paraglider?
Yes, I have. I've tried the trikes, and then I've also tried the mosquito. It's called a mosquito, which takes a regular hang glider, and the it's a 2-stroke motor at your feet that you take off on, and you fold your feet up into by the crankcase.
yeah, I saw a video of that. It has like a little wheel on it, so as you go, it's actually up on the wheel. Yeah.
I tried it. I got the prop really close to the wing, and I was afraid that if I kept flying it, I was probably going to cut my wing. So that was the only concern I had with it.
Sounds really cool. I would love to get one of those powered trike with the hang gliding wing. I think that'd be really awesome. Did you have anything else, Jim?
Yeah, I was wondering, being that you've flown all three, the hang gliders, the paragliders, and the powered paramotors, I assume that you've done all that in thermal weather where you're taking the thermals. Have you experienced the powered paraglider in the thermals? And
Yes.
how do they all kind of compare?
The hang glider, like I said, flies faster. So you don't, well, I'll have to say this. I have a lot more experience on the hang glider, and I noticed that the conditions in Arizona, in California, in Colorado, in North Carolina and Florida, the thermals are all different because of the heating that the sun does to the ground, how much the vegetation and the humidity actually slow the thermals down. The Arizona and New Mexico got rocking and rolling that I've pegged out my Vario at 2,000 feet up a minute. In Arkansas, I've mainly flown around 600 to 900 feet per minute up in the hang glider. So the thermals that I experienced here feel a lot different than they do in Arizona and Colorado. Flying the beach where you got the linear wind was a lot different from flying inland where you got more thermals. I've been mainly flying after work. I work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and I get out to the airfield around 5 or 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I haven't really done a lot of midday flying with the Paramotor.
Gotcha. Now, how long have you been flying paragliding? Paragliding, PG.
I started 2 years ago.
And how long have you been flying PPG?
About 6 months.
And I think everyone really wants to know more about that electric paramotor. I put a link in the description down below. I put a link in our chat with us unboxing and flying. Tell us a little bit about that SP140, the electric paramotor from Open PPG, and what you think about it. And you flew it. You said you got 65 minutes out of it. I mean, that's a long time for a battery.
Okay, here's the battery. This is 46 pounds of battery, and it's connected up to the charger. I forgot to plug it on the charger last night to have it charged up for the show. So it's currently about 5% power, 10% power right now. But it flies, or here's, hopefully you can see it. It's starting to get dark. The Paramotor by itself, without the battery, weighs 36 pounds. It's real easy. You got your motor, you got your little electronic speed control, and right here fits the battery. You have your battery connection, and you have your controller, which I'll go ahead and put the battery in. It's almost dead, but give me a second.
How much did you say the battery weighed?
It's 46 pounds.
It's heavier than your actual paramotor. That's pretty crazy.
Okay. With the battery sits in this way, and you plug it up right here. I do it from the front. Of course, I do it right before I put it on my back. Sorry, I don't have a way to hold the phone. But as soon as you plug it up, it'll give you a bunch of beeps saying that it's armed, and you have your controller. And your controller gives you your battery voltage. I don't know how well you can see it on the phone, but it's saying 81%. Well, it's dropping down now. And it gives you your elevation.
So it has your elevation, has all sorts of cool stuff on there, and it also has like a sport mode and a normal mode, right?
Right, right. You got to press the button twice for the motor to actually come on. So you can actually, as it's sitting right now, you can throw the throttle around and squeeze the throttle and nothing will happen because you haven't armed it. What I tend to do is I won't arm it until I have the wing flying above my head. I'll do quick double click and then I'll hit the throttle. So the whole time that I am building my wall and getting my wing up above my head, I don't have the motor running. So there's no idle to it. It is instant on. There is like one of the cool things that I thought about it is if you run this motor for 30 minutes, you can still touch your hand to it.
That sounds like hail.
Yes. You there?
Yep. Oh. Maybe,
That might have been Sean that left. The one thing that I noticed is I actually got to try that paramotor on, and there was a few things I really liked. There was a few things that were very different than a gas engine paramotor. So one of them is your throttle does not have resistance like ours do with a gas engine. So
Right.
it's just the rheostat inside of that. And that would have to get some used to. And then also the other thing is there's not a lot of resistance. When you have that throttle in your hand, we feel that cable going to the carburetor, and you don't feel that cable because
Right.
it's just a loose wire. And that was a little different.
Yeah,
but
it's a loose wire.
Yeah.
They actually
Go ahead.
They actually talked about putting it on Bluetooth. That it was
Okay.
Bluetooth couple. And one of the things that was talked about is an instructor on the ground could kill the power to you, a student.
Yep.
If the student got in trouble by overpowering, the instructor could actually Bluetooth control and take over or kill the prop.
Right. The other thing I
But-
liked is the that thrust was right dead center of your back.
Oh yeah.
So, and let's see, when we had it on, we were running 80% in what's your not sport mode? What is that called?
They call it cruise mode or relaxed mode.
Yeah, so we had it in that lower mode, and that thing had some power. And I went and we unhooked it, the battery, we hooked it back up, we put it into sport mode, and that was there's a lot of thrust behind that motor, and it's instant. So I was pretty impressed by how they had that all set up.
Yeah. Well, there's a bolt of electricity falling from the sky. One of the things I want to do eventually is get a tandem wing and use it for tandem flights. Because I believe that I could probably get a 25 to 30 minute tandem flight out of the battery, which is a good intro flight for a tandem.
Gotcha.
How much
You know-
electricity is needed in order to charge that battery?
4 kilowatts.
Okay.
How much was that
Um,
lightning bolt that just went down next to you? Could you store that power and charge your paramotor?
I could probably
next-
fly
10 years, 100 years.
a couple thousand years out of that power.
Yeah. Hey, I was doing the math, and so adding those up, so you've got your harness, which is, well, your hoop and your harness is 36 pounds plus the battery, 46 pounds. So that's a total of 82.
It's
And
30 pounds for the harness and without the battery.
okay, so
I'm at 76 pounds with it sitting on the ground.
okay, so 76. I don't know how I got that. Okay, so 76 pounds. So if you were to take a comparably, say a Power to Fly Titan, that's 52 pounds. And then you include the fuel. So say, I mean, whatever, just to max it out. So that's 20 pounds there. I mean, it's the same, basically. It comes out, it's a wash.
It's a wash, but your gasoline powered engines, most of them will get you 3 to 4 hour flight time.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I'm not comparing the benefits, I'm just comparing the weight specifically. I was thinking
Yeah.
that sounded like it was going to be really heavy, but I mean, that's what we're already used to.
The thing I noticed about the battery is it sits right against your back. That's where most of your weight is. It's right at my shoulder blades. So it doesn't pull back on you all that much.
Okay, and so are they using the same type of harness that they would in a
Um,
regular?
Yeah, it's the same type of harness. This is, yeah, I'm outside because I was going to run it up for you guys, but it's raining pretty good. It's a dudek harness.
Okay,
So it's just, I mean, you can take this harness off and use it on your gasoline powered paramotors.
okay. Power comfort.
It's really comfortable. I don't have it mounted now because I got it mounted on my free flight harness. I got a side mounted parachute on it. I bought that one actually from Dudek instead of Open Ppg because they had them in stock. But like I said, I started looking at some of the benefits of it, and I started talking to the local guys around here. And most of the local flight guys, they're running 30 to 45-minute flights around here. So I really want at 45, 60-minute flight time, I really wasn't off the average around here.
Okay, okay. Well, and that's a concern of mine, because I mean, I fly longer. My typical
Yes.
flight, I mean, like an hour and a half if I can. So, what's the maximum, what's the longest time that you've flown?
65 minutes.
65 minutes. So, but that's like
That was-
not average for you. That's a really long flight.
That was that actually I was trying to see how long I could stay up on the battery. You know, I ran it from 100% power down to 5%.
Okay.
So I have a question about that battery. When you start running it low, actually, this is one of the questions in the chat. When you start running that battery to a low percentage, does it give you a warning? Does it give you a bell, a whistle?
It gives you a warning. The screen will actually turn colors. It's usually a blue. It'll put a red bar up there. It'll make sure that it's known that, and it will beep at you when you're getting low.
Okay. And then one other question, if you choose to do tandem, are you going to do foot launch or a trike tandem?
I was going to do foot launch. It does have enough power to do the trike. The other thing I've really thought about I haven't seen it done, but I don't know if you're aware of how aerotowing hang gliders do it. They have a little 3-wheeled cart that you put the hang glider in and you take off and the cart stays on the ground.
I've seen
And
that.
I've actually thought about doing that for tandem. That way I wouldn't
Okay.
trip over the pasture.
Gotcha.
And Sean is having internet problems. He's having trouble getting back on. So we'll just keep
Actually,
talking.
we lost power. I'm connected to my cell phone.
There he is.
So yeah, it's crazy. We had a hailstorm that just obliterated everything around here. It was crazy. The winds were nasty.
Sean, if
Sorry,
you have
sorry I
to
missed.
go, don't worry about it.
So sorry I
When
missed
said
stuff.
that sounds like hail, it really was hail.
Yeah, it was horrible. Anyways, I'll sorry, Neil, I didn't mean to jump in
Okay.
and stuff. I'm just going to be back here and try to figure out what we can do to batten down the hatches.
No.
I'll be in the background here. Sorry, guys.
It's okay, Sean. You take care of you. Take care of you. We're more worried about your safety. Don't worry about us.
Neil, I've got another question. So 4 kilowatt hours, I just looked up on my electricity bill here and I pay like 15 cents a kilowatt hour. So
I'm
basically
paying
60 cents a flight.
Yes, I'm paying 11 cents a kilowatt hour.
Man, I'm getting ripped off, but 60 cents a flight. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I gotta seriously consider that. Maybe I'll get 2 batteries so I can fly longer.
I
That's
don't.
a good
I don't.
question. How much those batteries cost?
$1,800 right now.
Well, considering I'm paying like what is it? I'm paying about $7 an hour right now to fly. Maybe it won't pay off, but who knows?
Well, the thing about it is his full setup and our full setup is approximately the same amount of money. His long-term investment is going to be better than a gas motor engine.
With the 3-bladed prop, the battery, the harness, the frame, and the battery charger and shipping, I paid right at $8,500.
Yeah.
And which one do you have?
I have a Spider 3, 28 meter Spider 3.
Okay.
And
So
I'm
how are you loaded on it? Do you know, are you like mid-range? Are you light on the wing, heavy on the wing?
about mid range. I'm about 195, or I'm about 190 to 195 pounds.
Okay.
Plus the 76 pounds. So
Yeah, and when I can you hear me okay?
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm using. I think I might be using my earbuds as far as the sound. I'm
Sound
not
great.
sure. Do you, okay, good. I'll just continue then. You weigh less than 200. I weigh more than 200. And when I took it up for a flight, I think I was about 250-ish, and it took me up in the air like it was no problem at all.
Like I said, I fly from about half throttle to 2/3 throttle.
Tony had a good
when I took
point.
off, go ahead. I'm lagging really
go
bad
ahead.
here. Go ahead.
Tony,
Oh, I was
Tony
just
had a
saying that I was.
Go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead. I can't do this, unfortunately, because I'm using my cell phone as the tether for my Apple or my Mac. So really lagging. Sorry about that. I'll just go on mute. Let you guys talk. Sorry about that, guys.
No, don't apologize. We're more worried about you, Grandpa. Don't worry about us. Okay? Don't worry about us. You do
So
what you
Tony
gotta
had a good point in the chat. He said maintenance alone might be worth it. So you don't have a 200-hour maintenance or anything like that. Am I correct on that?
I have no maintenance. I mean, when the battery starts wearing out, I replace the battery.
And how many
Um,
charges do you expect to get out of that battery?
They said above 1,000.
1,000 flights for $1,800.
Well, that's what they was. I mean, they haven't totally destroyed the batteries, and it's only been out for about a year now. So they really haven't had a large amount of failures yet.
So, you know, what I'm trying to do is wrap my head around the cost effectiveness of it. In other words, how much, because I mean, fuel's not cheap anymore. I'm sure everyone knows that. So you pay $5 a gallon for fuel, depending on what part of the country you're in, I guess. And then you said it costs what, 60 cents? Was it
4 times 11, so 44 cents.
44 cents? So yeah, I'm kind of trying to make a comparison between the two. It's kind of intriguing, really.
But you got to remember too that he, invested in $1,800 into his fuel, the battery,
Yeah.
and he's using that also. So I mean, $1,800 plus what he's using every time that he's charging.
But what he paid for the whole paramotor, what you said was 80. What was the total
80
cost?
8,500
Okay.
for
That was
everything.
For everything. So I mean,
Yeah, if he gets 1,000 uses out of that battery and he only pays 40 cents to charge it, he's
yeah, you see what I mean? I mean, you're basically, it's a new
$2.20 a flight.
a new Moster, a brand new paramotor. I mean, the difference is not that great, if any. So
If
Well,
you have a cylinder go out at 200 hours and you have to replace the cylinder head, how much are you into it?
well, yeah, of course, you're right. And like Eric said, you've got the maintenance and the headache of the carburetor.
I have no 2-stroke oil. I don't have to worry about it going rich or lean. I have no exhaust to crack, which is one of the things
The
that
bearings and stuff, the bearings, the bushings, anything you have to do.
the electric motor is the only moving part. It has 2 bearings, one front and back, and they're both sealed.
yeah, this is a brushless motor. And the other thing is with battery technology advancing, I see these batteries getting less expensive and lighter, and also giving us a longer runtime.
If they could use the cells of a Tesla Model 3, you get almost 2 hours of flight out of this design.
I've heard that said before. Could you explain that? I mean, what's the deal with the Tesla? Is it their technology that they're trying to cross over, or?
They're using a higher density battery design. So each one of your it basically looks like a D cell battery that are all welded together. So you got in the bottom of a Tesla, you have, say, 1,000 and something cells, all with little thin strips on them, and they're welded together. This one has, if you actually crack open the plastic case or the aluminum case, you'd have a whole bunch of what looks like D cell batteries. They're all welded together. And each one of the little cells hold a certain amount of power. And the Tesla ones can store more power than the ones they used in this. But Tesla has their trademark and patents on their battery cells. So to get you could buy a Tesla and strip the battery out of it, but you'd be out quite a bit of money doing that. But if you took the cells that are in the current Tesla, you'd get more flight time. So I'm assuming that in another 2 or 3 years, they're probably going to offer an upgraded battery that's going to offer 90 minutes, 2 hours per flight.
Nice. Yeah, no, that would be nice. Yeah. what
So
is the
I do
charge-
have, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna ask what the charge time was.
It's about 2 hours.
Okay.
So Tony has a question. What about fire? What happens if it catches fire? Has this happened? Have they tested for that?
The only thing that they've had a problem with right now is this connector. I don't know if you can see it. It's gotten hot and come unsoldered. And that's the only failure that they've had so far.
Okay, and that's the coupling with the battery?
That's the coupling with the battery.
Okay, so that was due to a poor connection creating high amps, which amps is heat.
Right. Anytime you have a gap in there, you have extra resistance, and the resistance with current flowing through causes heat.
Yep.
But once you get several dozen flights on it, you get the reliability of an electric drill. I mean,
Right.
most people run the electric battery down in a drill until it stops, and then they recharge it. It's a lithium iron battery, which is a little bit more forgiving than the lithium potassium battery. The risk of the lithium iron battery is comparable to the gasoline. Your cell phones that uses your potassium, lithium and potassium, that's the ones that you hear about catching on fire. Of course, you have higher power density with them. You'd get a longer flight time, but your discharge and charge cycles matter more.
Right.
You get more. You get more with
The lithium iron, I can leave charged up, or I can leave it drained down for a week or two. On the lithium potassium with lipo cells, you want to drain down to about 85% for storage, or even take them down to 35% if you're not going to use them in a couple of days, or they develop memory more than normal.
well, that'd be
Now,
awesome. Go ahead, Eric.
if you do some thermal flying and you go, 10,000 feet up, is there any way that they can regenerate some of this power through the form of an alternator or something like that?
Not with this setup. I do, like I said, I have a plug-in electric car, and it has dynamic braking, which recharges when you're braking. But the Paramotor, it freewheels a little bit behind me, not all that bad when it's off and I'm gliding down. But there is no current drain if I'm not on the throttle.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things about an electric paramotor that intrigue me, and that's another thing, just to be able to turn the motor off and just freaking glide, and having the confidence that when you need the power, it's going to be there.
I've like I said, I got into paragliding where you get ridge list and thermals. And one of my accidents on hang gliding, I got too far down the mountain ridge and the wind shifted on me, and I couldn't make it all the way back up the mountain ridge before I had to land in trees. With this setup, I could do the ridge soaring, get into ridge lift, fly it like a paraglider with, say I'm an extra 75, 76 pounds heavier than free flight, but I have the option of turning the motor on and powering my way back up the hill or over the top of the hill or back to a landing zone where I don't have that doing free flight.
Yeah. I mean, does any of that intrigue you at all, Eric? I mean,
Yeah, actually, well, okay, so Mad Sloper is in the chat and he brought his out when we were out in Vegas. And as I said, I got to try it on. I was very impressed with the power. I will tell you that. And this is something, Neal, maybe you can answer. And I should have, when I was talking to Mike out in Vegas about it, can you change modes without disconnecting the battery?
Yes, you push the button 4 times. Now,
Okay.
change your modes. Instead of doing a
Okay.
double click to turn it on and off, you hit it 4 times and it'll change modes on you.
Okay.
You can actually do it in flight if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I'll be honest, it is something that I feel is going to be reliable, you know, and even though we're all taught, you know, always constantly watch for your outs, which, you know, no matter what, you should always be doing that. But you know, you have a reliable piece of equipment behind you. I think it's going to be a peace of mind thing. And in all of us out here that fly, how many people really take the hour-and-a-half flight? You know, at 45 minutes to an hour, we're usually looking to land, to come down, to get out of the sky. And if you had 2 batteries and you wanted to go back up, you just go back up for another flight.
Right. The other thing that I've noticed, I don't know if it's something everyone does or most of the locals, when they're coming in for a landing, they'll kill their motor about 50 feet up. And then they'll glide in with a dead motor. When I release the throttle, I can double click and turn it off so it won't come on if I bump the throttle. But if I can come in with just the throttle released, it's not idling. It's basically dead. All I got to do is squeeze the throttle and I got instant power to go back up. If I see that I'm going to blow my landing, I can just add power and go for a go around.
You know, and that's the other thing is the safety aspect of it. You know, like he said, he's actually getting his wing up, and you know, then he's arming his throttle. You know, that's a big thing. You know, where do a lot of failures happen? You know, is people accidentally, you know, start their motor on the ground or something, and their hands go through the props. But go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I was wondering if you went for a short flight. It was actually Paul Marzano brought this up too. If you went for a short flight, say, and just used up 80% of the power, what do you do? Because you said that you should bring the power down, or you should store it around 35 if you're storing it for a long period of time. How do you get rid of that power?
I have another charger that has a load on it that I can drain it. I do drones. I also do remote control planes. So I have a load that I can put on it. For someone without that, you would have to find a 100-volt drain somewhere.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying this. The lithium iron is not as finicky about it as the LiPo is.
So I got another question. approximately how many hours do you put on it, or have you put on it so far?
I've put on about 50 hours.
Okay. So you figure you'll
Like I
do
said,
about
I've only
100
been-
this year?
Well, it just got warm again, so I'm going to try to do a lot more. Because I took it kind of slow getting into it. It turned cold. Flying when it's freezing is not my ideal of fun. I'm not an Eskimo, so, and I've had job offers up north that I've turned down because I don't want to deal with the snow and ice. So now that it's 75 out. It's 75 out here right now. So, I mean,
What?
Some of us have no choice.
So hey, how about the, what's the noise difference between the electric paramotor? Because I know the electric's going to make noise, but
you have
is it
wind.
quieter, about the same? What?
It's less. It's also at a different frequency or harmonic that's not as annoying. My girlfriend cannot stand the noise of the two-stroke paramotor, and she really doesn't mind. Well, she minds it a little bit, but not as bad on the electric one. But you do get your prop tip noise. It does make a buzz, but it's not as bad. And like, of course, when I kill the throttle, it goes completely silent.
How about the vibration? That is probably a big difference, I would think.
It's a lot less.
Yeah, it is a lot less. I do remember that.
They say I haven't flown it with the two blade, but they said the 3-blade actually reduces the vibration even more.
Huh.
So I wonder if a 3-blade, you would not get that harmonizing that we get with the 2 strokes.
That I can't answer. I mean,
yeah, we get this weird with the 3-bladed prop and the 185. We do get a harmonization that goes in and out very quick.
mhm.
You do get used to it after a while, but it is kind of annoying, I think, at first.
I've heard that's a common thing I've heard about the 3-bladed prop. So it must be so prevalent and just somewhat annoying enough for people to bring that up. I haven't tried the 3-blade. But,
Like I said,
go ahead.
my ultimate goal, like I said, in a couple of years, is to use this as a tandem paramotor also. And they said the 3-bladed gave it a little bit extra thrust. So I went right ahead and got the 3-bladed.
Nice. Well, Eric, it's 9 o'clock. I guess we should do the spinny wheelie prizey thingy.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. You know, while you're setting that up, I don't think I would have a problem buying one. And I think that would be something that I would like to put in my arsenal, you know, to fly. Mm-hmm. With testing and playing with mics a little bit, hearing, you know, Neal's story, I would get one. I mean, it's not any different than going out and buying another 185. I definitely don't need any more of those, but it would be something that I think for if you're training, I think it's a good idea, especially if they do come out with that Bluetooth controller that a instructor can have in their hand and they can shut it down if they see anything wrong. I think that is a definite safety plus. So I would definitely look into purchasing one.
I'd be really interested in knowing how those batteries hold up in the cold.
Yeah, that's one thing that I would be also interested in. So Jim, you buy one and you report back. Let us know how that works. And then if it works good, maybe I'll get
How,
one. But
how about you buy one for me? I'll test it out.
All right, can
you
you
know,
all see that?
we can, Will.
All right, I'm gonna put these, we've got everyone's name in there, I do believe.
And what are we
so
spinning for?
we're spinning for whoever wins. Eric will come to your house and mow your grass 3 times.
Yes, most definitely.
I thought it was I thought that Neal was giving away his electric paramotor, but okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess we can give him a choice. Now, aren't we doing some awesome stickers?
Yeah, we're going to be giving away ClearProp TV stickers along with some other stickers. We'll go ahead and do 2 winners too. So we'll spin it twice. That way 2 people can win.
All right. So Steve Packard, you just made it in. Uh-oh, just tell us.
Yeah,
Okay, I already got you PPG the other night, so we're good. All right, gonna call it off there. We got the last one, just Ellis.
Oh, and don't forget, thumbs up always helps too.
Here we go. Who is it gonna be? Tommy Sutherland. Right on, man.
Yay!
Right on, Tommy.
Got throw, yay!
Big congrats. You ready for another?
Sure, what the heck? Spin away.
John Wayne. Woohoo!
All right, cowboy.
John. All right.
Very cool.
Well, it couldn't have gone to 2 better people. That's awesome. That's great.
That's right.
Absolutely. And just text me. You guys probably already have my phone number, but if you do not, I will give out my phone number, 501-747-3558. I can't put it in the chat because I'm barely streaming with this. Will or somebody, if you want to put my phone number in the chat, you're more than welcome to. It's 501-747-3558. If you're listening to this, you're more than welcome to put my phone number into your phone and text me anytime. Matter of fact, text me your name. Let me know that you're into paramotors or whatever, and I'll put you in my phone and we can talk about paramotors when we're not doing a paramotor podcast.
There you go.
We're in a tornado warning now. Was it a tornado warning? Yeah, so.
You'll be fine.
Hey,
All
Will,
right.
did you see that video I sent you with the wind and the hail?
It's freaking ridiculous, man. No wonder the power went out.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on Facebook or whatever. Oh, that's, ugh.
Radar
I don't
looks
know,
pretty
next
spooky
few
right
days.
overhead.
Probably midweek, we're gonna probably get hit with it. Right, Eric?
You are correct. I have to leave town tomorrow. So Jade will be here at the house in a storm, probably starting generators up to make sure some pumps don't stop working, but
Yeah. Just prayers, because everything's getting crazy. Okay, crazy.
it
Neal,
is.
are you in Arizona?
No, I'm in Arkansas. I live in Cabot, which is about 25, 30 miles from where Sean lives.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you were in Arizona right now. Okay.
I went to college out in Arizona. I went to the Navy and then I went to college in Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona is where I learned hang gliding.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Marzano says the tornado warning. It sounds like good kiting weather. Yeah. With your kiting skills.
Oh boy. I can't
Yeah.
imagine.
Definitely going
With
up.
that hail
I'd be out there.
that
trying to
hail
kill
that
you,
was coming
maybe right
down.
away. It'd be all done. Like, there she goes.
What about the hail, Sean?
Oh, I bet you anything the hail would just go right through one of these wings. So I'm glad I didn't take it out and try my kiting skills in this shit.
No kidding. Yeah, don't be doing that stuff. We don't need no, what do you
No, I
call,
won't do
see,
that.
in rodeo, they call trick riding. For you guys, we don't need no trick flying, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that crazy stuff.
Definitely not.
No, not at all.
But the winners of on the spinning wheel winning things, just text me and send me your home address, and I will send it out to you. Also, too, if you want some clear prop stickers, you don't have to win the spinning wheel winning things. Just text me your name and your address. I'll send them out to you. No big deal. The spinning wheel of winning thing is just fun to do on the show. Hey Neil, how much time you have left with us? You got another hour or so to hang out and
Yeah, I
just
got
talk about
several times.
All right.
Quick
Yeah, the
couple
power's
questions.
still out over here. Nothing's going on over here either. I don't know how long my phone's going to last as far as tethering this to my laptop, and for some reason my Zoom's not working on my phone.
There are a
Oh,
couple other questions here too.
Okay, go for it.
And my apologies, I don't know who asked it, but why do they call it the 140? Maybe that. maybe
Oh, the
that's-
SP 140. I don't know, Neil. Do you know?
It's a 140 centimeter prop.
Ah,
So it's a decent sized hoop then.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I got a 135 and it's basically right at the edge. So cool. And that extra length, the bigger prop gives the better performance, right? So. And then one other question was from Paramotor Steve. What is the brand of electric paramotor you have?
It's an open PPG.
That is the
Um,
name.
That is the brand of it. Like I said, they had a couple of other ones that are several years old that basically used 4 smaller motors. No torque because they ran the 4 motors in opposite directions on each side. But because of it being like a drone size props, they wasn't efficient. So they went to the larger one prop design and gained efficiency.
and it's still as loud as a Moster 185. Maybe just a little bit less noisy, but it's still loud.
Yeah, you still got, I mean, you're spinning a 140 centimeter prop that I'm not even sure what RPM it spins, but you're going to have tip noise.
Yeah, there's no way around that. That would be perfect. I mean, you could imagine just a silent paramotor.
You said that when you're taking off, you usually get the wing up first. Before you apply the power. Would you be able to do power forward with a unit like that?
I do. Well, like I said, I normally get my wing flying. I get it flying overhead. If I do a no wind launch, I will go ahead and put power on and have an active throttle. But like I said, for safety, when I'm reverse kiting in say 5-6 mile per hour wind, 10 mile per hour wind, I won't have the throttle on. I'll get the wing above my head and flying before I arm it.
Yeah. Tony Marzana is asking if that's the only electric PPG that's out there.
There are several others out there. There's a couple of European ones that I don't remember the brands, but they was in the $10,000 to $12,000 range. So I got interested. The Open PPG project originally was they designed it. You bought the parts and you assembled the kit yourself. So you did all the soldering. It was an open source design. They shared they even shared the files for CNC, the backplate.
So Open PPG is the name, and it's for all intents and purposes open source.
Yes.
And what then are you? So you're basically, when you're buying the materials, you're buying the company to put it together, to build it for you,
Right.
basically, right? You've also got to buy a harness. I mean, that's not open source there. And so
The SP140 came
materials-
out. It came as a complete kit that they pre-assembled, but they will give you the code for the controller, and they will let you change the programming in it. And it did come with a cable to connect to your laptop.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean.
So I know that you are not interested in cold weather, but has anybody done any runs in cooler weather as far as performance, battery performance or motor performance or anything like that?
The motors, since they develop heat, they're good in cold weather.
Yeah.
Your battery, when it's cold, will lose 10 to 15% of your power.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it's 32 degrees, you may only get 50, 55 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. To me, if I'm flying below freezing weather, I'm really not wanting to stay up 45 minutes. I'll be an ice cube by that time.
It's not that bad. You hear people say it's not that bad.
Yeah, I would think too, when you go say -5 or a 23, it probably would be exponential difference. Like, it's not going to be a small increase. When you drop another, say, 10 degrees, it's probably going to be
Well,
quite a
the
bit
other
more.
thing I'll say is I transport the battery in my car. I transport the whole thing folded up inside my car. So I'll put the battery in the front seat floorboard, and the heater will be on it. So the battery will be whatever the temperature of the car is, and I'll slide it in, plug it up, and it won't get 30, 35, and I'll start drawing power out of it, which heats the battery up by itself. So I'm not for sure, unless you left your battery outside for overnight, how the cold weather will actually affect it, because when you're using it, it's going to be generating heat. Not a lot, but it won't.
That's a good point. And it might even be more efficient because of that. It's cooler exterior.
Right.
And you're not losing your power, basically. You're losing the length of time. I mean, isn't it the
Right.
same amount of power? You're just not going to be able to stay up as long.
Well, like I said, I only use, on my normal flights, I only use half to 2/3 of the power. And Sean can attest that at 100% power, it can get his weight off. You probably get a tandem off, no problem.
It had
Yeah,
more power. Yeah, it had more power than my Moster 185. It was insane. I love the power.
Yeah, it did have a lot of power. The other thing is when Mike came out to the lake bed we were at, I thought he might not have brought his motor out, and he reached into his back seat and that thing unfolded, and then you have a frame, an electric motor, the battery. Jade actually picked up the battery and was holding it, and they put the battery. I mean, they built this thing like Legos, and it was a full paramotor, and it breaks down into a very compact thing. Do you know if those batteries, you're able to take those on a plane if you travel?
That is up to the airline itself. And each
Okay.
airline has their own rules about it.
Yep.
The FAA hasn't outlawed them. It's like the cargo for a two-stroke. If there's ever been fuel in it, American Airlines won't ever fly it. Southwest, if you and drain all the fuel out of the carburetor, they'll fly it in their cargo in a checked baggage. So it's up to the airlines, and I haven't tried it yet. Like I said, it's up to the airlines, and I haven't really flown flown commercially in the last year.
Well, it's definitely a game changer for a person that wants to travel, with their paramotor, because
Right.
now we don't have to go through the rigmarole of rinsing out our fuel tanks and draining carbs and stuff like that.
Or even finding gas that you want to burn.
Right.
How long do those batteries last though? Like through the years, eventually isn't it like a truck or car battery? You have to replace it?
It depends on the use, the charge cycles, how you store it. I mean, it's like saying how long does a car last? I'll say if you look at registration data on gasoline powered cars, it's 12 years for half of them and 130,000 miles due to wrecks, due to whatever. But half the cars sold today won't be on the road in 12 years. If I get 5-6 years out of the battery, I'll be happy.
Wow. Okay. Gosh. I mean, how do you store them then? I mean, so you buy your battery for your paramotor, right? Or no, it's for you can buy for a paramotor, right? And go electric, if that's how this is all going. Instead of gas, everything's going electric.
I store it. I have a game room that has I have a pool table and a bar down in the game room. It has concrete floor, and I have a stainless steel table I have my 3D printer on. And I just lay the battery on the stainless steel table, and that's where I store it.
Wow. Okay.
The paramotor, it sits beside I take the blade off, I take the hoop off. The hoop and the carbon fiber rods will fit in the harness. I got a little bag that I put the carbon fiber blades into, and I'll put it all in the harness.
That's so crazy. Well, I mean, I'm just, observing all this, and it's like, isn't it heavy though to have on a paramotor? And is it heavier than having the gas, and you're running the gas in that?
It's 76. It's 76 pounds with a battery. It's 30 pounds or 36 or 30 pounds for the harness and the hook, the motor, and it's 46 pounds for the battery.
Okay.
It has two web straps on the top of the battery, and I run a piece of 3/4 PVC pipe through the hoops, and I'll carry it separately from if I land out in the middle of the field, I'll take the battery out and carry it separately from the frame. So I don't have to trudge across a field with 76 pounds on my back. I'll make a 30-pound trip, then a 46-pound trip.
I almost laughed out loud. I'm looking at the chat. I just brought it up on my phone, so I guess I can see the chat. And Paul Marzano said 2,000 AA batteries.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. Oh my gosh. And are these
So-
batteries recyclable? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. The extra batteries, last year they was $1,800. They're going to come down I'm assuming they're going to come down in price and go up in performance.
Okay, like the microwave. Just kidding. I
I
made
mean-
myself there. You
Paul
got quite a-
also said, could he mount it to his SkyTap frame? I don't know. Can we take off that battery and motor and mount it to a different frame, Neal?
If you look, yeah, let me grab a flashlight real quick.
Because if that's the case, that would be pretty interesting to see if you could just get the battery and the motor from Open PPG instead of also the frame too, and put it on any frame that you want to. That would be neat. Kelby Cox said, anyone want to drink with me tonight? Yeah, I'll be there in just a moment. I'm ready to drink too. We still don't have electricity. Do you have electricity, Neal?
Yeah, I still have electricity. I keep getting tornado warnings and the sirens are going off.
Yeah, we got that going over here too.
But if you actually look at the mounting, the motor bolts on in 4 places. It has 4 7/16 bolts that actually hold it on. And the ESC is right there behind the motor, and then the motor mounts onto the plate. So it makes a real easy, if you just made a new plate for that motor, you could attach to any frame you wanted to.
I guess with the right plate, you can definitely do that. I might have to look into that. Hey, Neal, come on over tomorrow and let's see if we can put that on the SkyTap frame.
Well, I'm going to Louisiana tomorrow night.
All right. Well, just drop it off over at my house. I'll work on it.
Well, you guys sitting here in the storms, everything's like freaking out. So we don't need to stay on the show much longer, Sean and Neal, because I want to see you safely back on the show next Monday, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Normally the tornadoes run. There's a little ridge that runs from Conway to BB, which is about 5 miles north of me. They run along that highway and they don't cross south of that ridge.
Hey man, that's nonstop lightning there.
I hate lightning. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't like lightning. It's just like, because I know we're in for it this summer. But yeah, you guys be safe, please.
I'm telling you, you guys got to harness that lightning and charge them paramotors.
No kidding.
Dan has a question. What kind of battery? That's not a LiPo battery and it's not a Life battery. What battery was that?
It's a lithium iron. It's a LIFE.
Oh, it is a Life battery. Okay.
Yeah.
Paramotor Steve was asking about replacement parts. Are they easy to get?
You just call Open Ppg and they'll send them out the next day.
Excellent. And Sean, you're still flying the SkyTap, right? Just Ellis was asking about that.
Yes, I am. I love the Sky Tap. Also got a Atom 80, and I'm also going to be getting a.
We should probably you guys take care of business.
I'm going to put you on mute. That's really loud. At least it's kind of muffled over here. We don't hear it over here. Stay safe, Neal. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, I still fly the Sky Tap, and got the Atom 80, and we also got hopefully a Corsair 172 titanium frame coming very soon. Just gotta go get it, I think, because well, it's been raining and tornadoes and snow and all that other stuff. I mean, it's just
know,
been
I'm like-
crazy over
I'm like-
here.
So like, yeah,
And
hearing the sirens and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's just part of being in Arkansas, I mean, in these states, I mean, it's just part of it. No, we do not have any basements, Kirk Sampson asked. Y'all have basements? No, we don't. Tony said it's time to send it. Yeah, we should we should definitely try that. You know what? I'm looking for a nice day. I mean, our winds have been so bad lately over here. I mean, gusts in the 30s, 30 miles an hour plus. So it's nothing that we can do. We have wind advisories. Not really good to go out there and mess with a wing, because it will tear you up. It'll lift you up. God knows how far it'll take you too. I mean, I don't want to do that. I want to be safe.
Yeah. Hello. Geez. No, this was fun. This was fun tonight. And I have to say real quick, thank you, my chatters, and all my viewers and everything. And everybody stay safe out there, because yeah, the weather's crazy right now. And like I said, the next few days I'm going to be getting something. But and so I live, my apartment's like on the second floor. So the only place I could probably go is all the way downstairs into the laundry room, I guess, because I was thinking, like, what would my plan be if I really had to, go somewhere? So, but I'm sure my son, if there's anything going on, he'd be like, come on, Mom, you're coming over our house, because they got a basement and everything. So anyway, just saying.
Yeah.
Neal, be careful.
Neal, if you're ready to unmute yourself, you can unmute yourself and come back.
I got a question about the battery life and the charges and all that stuff. Is there a readout that tells you that the battery is at a certain level or has had so many charges?
I don't know about
let's say-
so many charges, but on the throttle, it actually will show you the, how much juice is left. Neal, if you're ready to unmute and come back, you're more than welcome to come back, bud.
Yeah, I came in the house where you can't hear the tornado siren as much.
Can't hear the tornadoes, nothing. We're good now.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
really?
good. It shows charge percentage on the meter, and that's determined by battery voltage.
Okay, but
So-
let's say I go to buy a used one. How will I know approximately how much, like, of the 1,000 potential charges are left?
You won't. It's the same as, unless you have even in a car, the odometer, if you left it sitting in your driveway idling, it won't show up on the odometer. I worked for Union Pacific, and I was driving company trucks, and they'll sit there and they'll idle 22 hours a day, and they won't be driven except 10, 15 miles a day. So the engines are worn out, even though they're low mileage. The batteries are the same way. Unless you have a battery manager that has the electronics in it that will tell you how many times they've been cycled. You won't know. And this is a dumb battery. It relies on the charger to do battery management.
On the charger itself, does it have anything that shows you that it charges up to 100%? And I guess when it
Yeah,
starts,
it has the battery voltage that it's charging to, and it gives you the percentage on the charger.
I guess if you leave it on there and it doesn't charge more than 99%, you know that it's starting to go downhill.
No, it'll charge up to 100%. But what you notice is your flight time will start decreasing, or on the cars, they won't make the mileage that they did when new. It's like your cell phone. When you first buy a cell phone, you can do 2 or 3 hours of talk time. And then after it's 2, 3 years old, you'll notice that you're only down to an hour and a half talk time.
You know, I still got my iPhone 4 and 4S. It charges up fine. It still works. I put in my SIM card, and it works great. So why does the iPhone 4S still work great? The battery still works amazing, but all the new ones are dying. They're blowing up. They're expanding. It's weird.
Because they're using more and more power. They're running more and more RAM. They're running higher pixel screens, bigger screens. So they're using more power. And they're typically using smaller batteries because people want lighter phones.
Yeah, I guess. I think I'm still going to say that Apple's doing this on purpose so they can sell more phones, jerks. Guess what just popped up on my phone? Will Fly's brand new video. Did I just crash?
No, you're there.
No, you're still there.
All right.
Well, that's not saying much here, Will. You're supposed to be paying attention to the chat, and he's uploading videos.
No, YouTube was uploading video for the past 3 freaking hours. I guess it finally finished. But Sean, I'd be happy to premiere it here on your show. I mean, just the link, if you would like. I can put that in the chat.
Oh, definitely. And anytime that you guys do a video and you want to showcase it and talk about it, I mean, this is all about, paramotors.
Yeah, but
So
they
please,
have to wait. They
please.
have to wait until after your show to watch
Have to wait
Yeah,
till
it's
after the show.
raining hard here.
it.
And also, I know that Shane did a video today. So look under Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. I haven't seen the video yet.
Ah, okay.
Or you can go to ppgshane.com and see it.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Everybody in the chat is giving me a hard time because I don't know how to pronounce crawfish, as they put it.
Yeah, it's not crayfish, it's crawfish.
Crawfish? They
I
don't
don't
say
know. They're-
crawfish, they say crawfish.
They look like I call them little lobsters. So what do I know?
At least you didn't call them crawdads.
Is that
I
wrong?
understand they don't taste like lobster, though. Is that
What do
true?
they taste like? I've never
I've
had
never
one.
had one.
Well, we actually had some when we went to Michigan, Linda.
What?
What is
What?
south of
I'm out of
what
the
is what is south of Torchport? What is the town south of there?
I
The
have
bigger
never,
town.
I don't know. Don't tell me south and east and west. Just tell me, that place across the street by McDonald's, that's where it is. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. See?
Oh, well, there's somebody somewhere near that airport. There's a little Cajun restaurant we went to. It probably tastes nothing like Louisiana food,
Oh, I'm sure.
but we had some crawfish there, and they didn't taste bad. I mean, I don't know what good crawfish. But everybody's talking about eating bodine or bodine. I don't know how to pronounce that either. Man, you all got to bring some of this to the fly-ins. I'll trade you cheese curds.
I don't want the curds. I want like a big block of cheese so I can put it on my
Right.
head and be a cheesehead.
There you go.
Wisconsin cheese is the best.
Yeah, it is.
It is the best. It is. I won't buy any from the store anymore. I just message you and Jade and say, I need some more cheese.
We'll just start bringing cheese to all the fly-ins.
Yeah. I'm going to the Bad Apples Fly-In. I know that somebody texted me and asked me if I was going to the Bad Apples Fly-In. Yes, for sure. I'm going to be going to the Bad Apples Fly-In. It's 30 days away.
Coming up fast. Coming up fast.
So how you doing, Neil? Everything okay over there?
Yeah, everything's good. It just started raining real heavy. So, but the tornado sirens have stopped and the wind has actually came up some, which is usually good, which means that there's no tornadoes around.
Good. That's good news. We
Neal,
also-
you have been an excellent guest. Lots of good information. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Absolutely, Neil. Thank you.
So it's suffering from
Absolutely.
tornadoes and hailstorms and
I know. I'm like addicted to the Weather Channel these days. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because I'm always watching everything and thinking about my paramotors, my paragliders, like, okay. And it's like, oh, they're not flying today. No, that ain't good. Oh, Doug Martin, he's mad now because there's snow on the ground. I just know you guys. You're my family. So yeah, I watch it and I'm gonna think about you guys and go, well, not looking good for Sean today. Okay, well then.
Not good for Sean or Neil. I don't think Neil's going to go flying today either.
Oh my gosh.
No, the 15 to 18 gusting to 35 kind of put me off yesterday.
Yes, that was really some horrible wind. But the wind that was just out there with the hail was even worse. I posted the video on my Facebook page. So if you go over to my Facebook page, you'll be able to see it. I also put it over in our ClearProp TV guest chat. So it was about a minute's worth of video, but all it was, I mean, you couldn't even see across the street and the hail was just rolling. I'm glad I brought my car in.
Oh, no kidding. Do the doggies get like kind of freaked out during the storms? Because I know my doggies used to be like,
No, I got one down by my feet. They're just laying there and sleeping. The other one's laying on Robbie's lap. Nothing's going on. She's listening.
Mine is hiding in the shower right now.
Oh.
I tell
Every
you,
time
Arizona, those monsoon storms were nasty. I don't care what anybody said, and the lightning storms and everything. Yeah, it'd be like a huge lightning storm, and my one little dog, he would have nothing of it.
Hey,
Hey,
you
look
got
at
light.
you.
Nice. Whew.
Got light.
Right. I don't know what to do.
Oh my gosh,
I can put my background on again.
you're looking like a hippie anymore, Grandpa. I don't know.
I've let my hair grow out
Yeah, you're almost catching up to me.
because I want to try a one of those guy perms. So I actually got an appointment for tomorrow to do a guy perm. So
A guy what?
a guy perm. It's a
guy
perm. A guy perm. It's a perm for a guy. So since I got nice flat
There you
hair,
go,
they're gonna
Eric.
curl it up a
There
little
you
bit.
go, Eric. Guy perm. Come on, Eric. Come on, Neil. Guy perm.
Yeah, I got a lot here to perm.
Yeah, Neil's just gonna perm this right down here, and it's gonna be all curly.
Well, Jim could almost be caught up with you pretty soon. So there you go, Jim. Guy perm.
Hey,
Will,
you know,
I'm just gonna throw it out there. What about you?
why not? I mean, just like Just L said, how about a man bun? I don't have that much hair for a man bun, but
Oh, I can't wait.
Now that Now the hail is really coming down.
Oh, you got hail now? That must be the hail that just went through us. It was bad. Hope you don't have your cars out.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
one car's out. So it's got full insurance. So
We had up north, we got a thing on our phone that said that there was golf ball. No, did you say golf ball size hail or softball? Softball, a baseball size hail was
I'm
coming
kind of
down.
wondering what it is outside. I mean,
Crazy.
That's just- Wow.
Nick Griffith said we all had a salted caramel malt. Stop it! I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
it is
Wow. Wow.
great size hail.
Oh my gosh. That's hail that's in your
Show,
Yeah, that was hail in my hand.
yeah, show us that again real quick. Show us that again real quick. Show us that again real quick. How big the hail is.
to put that on the Weather Channel.
You guys are gonna make him lose a hand.
It got bigger.
Yeah, we had some pretty big size hail too. So that must be the hailstorm that passed us.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bigger than a gray.
Holy hailstorm.
Dude, you need to move to Wisconsin. We don't get hail like that.
Oh, it just comes down in one big ice cube.
Oh, yeah. You need to put that on the Weather Channel. I'm telling you what, tomorrow morning you'll be on there. Yeah, they love that stuff. Oh my God.
Weather Channel, I'd be cooling my drinks with that stuff.
Exactly. I was just thinking that, it's like I was ready to go get me a drink and use some of
Drop it
that.
in the glass, pick up a little bucket, drop it in. Well, yeah, it's nature, be fresh and healthy. Why not?
Yeah, so we got grape size, like Neal got grape size, but up north of us, they got golf ball and baseball size hail. So that's pretty nasty hail. And,
Yeah, to get hail that size, you got some strong updrafts that's sucking the rain up into the clouds.
yeah, that's some serious cloud suck. Don't go paragliding right now. That'd be awful. Be stuck
No.
in that.
Yeah, that would be very fun. That would hurt. That would.
Kirk Sampson said, "Take pictures. Will help with claims process."
Yeah.
Actually, I had an 8-day-old car here that we had baseball size hail that it destroyed, but it also, they also replaced the roof. So something to keep in mind. You're looking at the roof and you're thinking, nah, it's okay, it looks fine, but really it hail does some real good damage to somehow it makes things not right.
No.
Thank goodness we have we're living in a condo, so they take care of everything from studs out. So
Well,
if
that's
we have any
good.
hail damage, they just fix it. It doesn't cost us anything.
Yeah, it takes the grit off the shingles, I think is what it does.
Well, this house is insured for life. I may get a new paraglider if
Yeah.
it gets destroyed.
And live in your toy hauler. So there you go. Live in a
Yes.
toy hauler, everything's good. CT Fly says, "Does anyone fly midday?" I do. I love to midday fly and thermal. However, I have a Gin Vantage 3 that I use when I midday fly. It's a hybrid motor mountain wing. So when I do go up there and I kill the motor, I do lots of thermaling. It's really interesting. The Gin Vantage 3 has lots of lift. It's a very lifty wing. It's a 28 meter and it's pretty awesome. Well, it's about 8:45 Central Time. We have 21 people still watching, and a lot of people are chatting. Do we want to wind down over the next 15 minutes and get ready to go at 9 in 15 minutes? Or do you want to talk more tonight?
That sounds good.
I got a quick question for you, Shane, or Sean, sorry. When you're doing midday flying, are you, with your Gin Vantage, are your trims all the way in order to get it, to keep it in that lifty setting for thermally?
When I midday thermal, just okay. So just so you guys know, I love flying in the morning and evening when there's a little bit of wind or no wind. Get that butter smooth air. During the day, if I do fly, the winds are not gusting or sustain more than 10 miles an hour. So when I look on my wind apps and they are all under 10 miles an hour, I will do that. And I have to look at winds aloft. So it's not just, oh, it looks okay, I guess I'll go try it. No, I look at winds aloft on the Ventus sky. I look at Ryan Carlton. I check the weather. I check I do a lot of checking. I just don't go, oh, it's midday, I'm going to go fly. That can be extremely dangerous. So don't just go out and go, oh, it's midday, Sean does it. No, I do it, but I do it very safely. So I definitely check winds aloft. You don't want to go up there and have a shearing effect and then, your wing collapses and you fall to the ground and die. That's horrible. We don't want to do that. We want to be safe. So very safe. Somebody said something about going to an SIV course. I just saw that here and I can't see where it says. Oh, well. Oh, and speaking about SIV and wings, real quick, just so you guys know, every time I get a new wing, I go do an SIV class to see what the wing does. And even though I do fly 28-meter wings, all of the 28-meter wings that I fly collapse differently, recover differently. And I would definitely suggest you guys do an SIV course with your wing just to see how it collapses and how to uncollapse it in case something like that does happen. And PPG Shane, he knows. Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. We went to an SIV course together, and I brought, God, which wing was it that I brought there? The Gin Vantage, or was it? Yeah, I think it was the Gin Vantage. And when you do a horseshoe, you grab the A's and you bring them down, you put them together, it makes a horseshoe. Everything's really neat and it's very benign. However, when I did it on my Gin Vantage, it collapsed. It spun me around and it dropped me like a hot potato. My other wing didn't do that. So SIVs, definitely do it. Into the chat, let me know if you've done an SIV course or if you're going to do one in the future. I'm sorry to take up so much time. All right, so we're back. Neal, what do you think about your SP 140? Do you love it? Do you want another one? You're gonna get a trike for it?
I really don't have anything to compare it to. That was one I originally took off on paramotoring with, so I've had a couple of gas powered ones on my back just to feel the weight and feel their balance, but I haven't flown with anything else.
If you want to come over here, I got that Atom 80. You can try to fly it.
Okay.
Pretty awesome. That way you can try it. I don't know if you want to try the SkyTap Angel, but you're more than welcome to try that too.
Okay.
Everybody, come on over. Let's just have fun.
I want to try that electric
paramotor.
paramotor, man. I at least put that on my back.
It's pretty cool.
If I remember right, you have a pool.
What's that?
I said, if I remember right, you have a pool, so make them over the summer.
Pool party, my birthday's coming up in June. I'm inviting everybody to come on over. We're gonna have a barbecue. We're gonna play in the pool. We're gonna go fly if it's nice.
Nice. That's right. I remember, I think last summer, or was the last summer before, you were like in the pool doing like a little, you were like a video thing on Facebook. You were like floating around the pool.
I'm sure I do videos about pools. I do videos about
Yeah.
everything. I just, you know what, this last year I just haven't done many videos. It's like, the students come in, we work on that. It's from sun up to sundown. The only videoing I do is when they're, doing stuff and I want to go over it at the end of the day. So I really don't do as much videoing as I normally do. And when I go fly, I just go fly and have fun because
All
I
right.
just
Well,
can't.
make sure tomorrow you put your new, what's it called? The man perm?
It would be very interesting. The man perm, it
the
starts
man-
at noon tomorrow, and I will do a video about the man
I'm
perm,
trying
the
to-
before,
okay,
the before,
woman, I'm like trying to visualize.
and the after. Just do a Google search for man perm or perms for men. They look pretty cool.
You're gonna be doing like the wave thing. You're not gonna
I
go
don't
like
know.
permy, are you? Don't go permy on me. 'Cause you're like
Don't
freaking
know
out.
yet. I mean, I've never done this before. I just seen the pictures. I'm like, well, let's do the perm, and then we'll see what we can do afterwards. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It'd be neat.
I can't
But I
wait.
got 30 days until we go to Bad Apples. So I got to do something different. So I'm doing the
okay.
hair thing to actually show that I'm starting this particular thing that I'm going to be doing for 30 days that you guys will be able to see at Bad Apples. And that's all I'm going to say right now. I'll be videoing it, but I'll put it out there later.
All right.
If your hair gets too long, it's going to get caught in the prop.
That's why I'm doing a perm. So I don't have to have a man a man bun, just perm it. And one of my friends said I'll look like a Colombian drug lord. I'm like, I don't think I will, but
I can't wait. Thank you for sharing that with us, though. I mean, that's a big change. So
now this is actually not a mullet. This is all one length all the way around
there
right
you
now.
go. Okay.
So
just
no,
wait.
it's not a mullet. It's just
No,
it's just pushed back. It's not a mullet. Travis.
put it all back down there again and just go. Hello, this is Sean. This is Grandpa.
Back when I was a kid, I had long hair. I cut it off, did the locks of love thing, and I really liked the long hair, but this is the first time I've ever done a perm. But once again, I don't need to talk about the perm because we got, Neal here and he's our guest. So any other questions for Neal before we wrap this all up tonight?
I'm probably gonna be.
There's no more questions in the chat.
Tony said, shave it. You'll like it better. No, I will not.
In the winter and you sunburn it in the summer.
I shaved it before. I like it. I like hair. I've never done the perm. I never shaved it like Neal. I've done high and tights because of the Marine Corps thing,
Okay.
but never perm. So Neal, you've been flying your electric paramotor, you said, for 2 years. There was something else that we wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. Let's end it on this one. In the pre-show, we talked about bad kiting area, and you almost quit. You almost didn't even learn or continue your lessons for paragliding or paramotoring. Why was it bad, and why did you not quit? Let's go ahead and end on that note.
Okay. I got, like I said, I trained with Grid and Shaw, and then I came home to he's out of Fort Smith, which is about 120 miles away from me. And I'd come home and I practiced in a city park that was about 2 miles away from it. And I've discovered that no matter what the wind direction is, it has real bad rotor in that park. If the wind gets above 5 miles an hour, you'll get rotor in it. And every time I'd get the kite up, it would turn, swivel. I ended up running into a soccer goal while trying to kite. I'd get the wing up and it would collapse. And as a student practicing, I was thinking I was doing something wrong. They told me about truck towing down at the Hazen Airport, and I went down to the Hazen Airport to truck tow with a group, and I got at the end of the runway, and like I said, Hazen is as flat as Kansas, and it's soybean fields. So the wind was straight on. I started kiting there, and the wing came straight up, stayed above my head. I got where I could keep it above in 15 minutes with little to no input. I got to the point where to go back to the ward, the city park by my house, and I could kite there, but now I know that the rotor was what was causing all my problems to begin with. And if I hadn't went to the Hazen Airport, I would have probably gave up thinking that I was doing something wrong. I did go back.
So basically what we're saying is, if you first start kiting and you can't kite and you're trying to self-train in a field and it's just not working, it may be the field, it may not be the equipment, may not be the way that you're doing it. It could be the rotor. So it's very important to make sure that, you know.
And when I went back to Britain, he trains on a hill in Oklahoma, and it was straight line winds because, hey, Oklahoma has straight wind most of the time. And like I said, he picked out that hill, so there wasn't rotor there. And I wasn't getting the fact that it was a site and not me.
Well, definitely glad that you figured it out and you went out and paraglided. Then you went and got an electric paramotor to let me fly it, which was really fun. And, you know, here you are on the show again. This is awesome. And I think that the electric paramotor is really awesome. I really would like to get one. Can't wait. What's today? Today's the, at 9:45. We got a tornado warning until 9:45. So I think we're okay. It's not, well, now the alarm's going off or the sirens are going off again. Oh, well. Well, hopefully Neal and I will not be blown away over the rainbow. That'd be awful. Neal, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for letting us talk about your life, your flying, everything that you've done. Thank you for letting us see your paramotor. Once again, we got the link to the unboxing down below. So if you want to see that, definitely see that. Will Fly put a link in the chat too on his video that he just put out tonight. We'll just go ahead and say goodbye to everybody and call it a night. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up because that really helps us out. And we'll definitely see you guys tomorrow at PPG Lear, PPG Shane. We'll see you over at Paramotor Girl on Wednesday and paraglidingtalk.com on Thursday. So Will Fly, thank you very much for being on the panel and helping us out tonight and doing the spinning wheel of Winnie Things. You just uploaded that video. How do we get to that video?
You just go to youtube.com/willfly or willflyppg.com. And Sean and Neal, thank you guys for braving the weather and staying with us tonight. That was awesome. Great show. Did we lose Sean? I think we lost Sean.
We might have lost Sean.
That's
I
it.
think I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
Says my internet connection is unstable. Duh. So did you tell everybody how to get up with you, Will?
Yeah, and then you quickly went away. I thought it was something I said.
It's like, Will, I'm just done with you. Just
Yeah.
I'm turning off the internet. But yeah, thank you, Will. Definitely appreciate your help and everything that you do here on the show. We also got PPG leader Eric. Thank you very much for helping me out and finding all those questions out there.
You bet. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, you guys got a good guest. Neal, thank you very much for coming on here and telling us about that equipment. I'm definitely interested in something like that. So yeah, it's good information. This is what we need out there, is the information to be public, so people learn. This is how we all learn.
Yeah.
So
I truly think they're going to get better and better.
I think so too.
think that's where the technology is heading towards.
Me too.
So
Well, we're losing everybody like flies out there, so we'll just go ahead and continue to wrap this up. Jim from Canada, he runs a business that prints pretty much everything, including stickers. So if you want stickers or anything made, get up with Jim over at carepp.com. And you want to watch his shenanigans, it's careppg.com. How you doing, Jim? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
It was a great show. I really enjoyed it. Lots of good information.
Yeah, it'd be really neat to see how that paramotor works in the cold, like up north in Wisconsin or up in Canada. So Neal will have to go and visit, visit you guys.
Sure, you got a place here.
There you go, Neal.
It's not cold in the summer.
I don't know. It still seems like it's pretty cold. But thanks, Jim, for being on the show. And thank you for printing out our stickers, our ClearProp TV stickers for us, and the calendar and all that stuff. We appreciate you, Jim.
That's right. That's right.
We also got ParamotorUSA.com, our very own Linda Anderson, our PR girl, the person that you need to contact if you want to be on the show. Just go to ParamotorUSA.com. And of course, her lovely son does a paragliding podcast every Thursday nights. Tell us about that real quick.
Paraglidingtalk.com on Thursday night with my awesomest son, Robert Michael. So I'll be there, or be square. That's all
We
I'm
don't want to
gonna
be
say.
square. Don't want to be square.
I know, that's so old school. I know. I'm just that way. You know how we are. We just like, these things pop in your head and you're just like, and the kids look at you like, what? But
Yep. In the chat, Paul said, Jim, what 2 months is that? Summer.
yeah.
No kidding. Oh, and almost forgot too. Eric, you do a show tomorrow, and your wife does a show on Wednesday. Can you tell us about that real quick?
yeah, tomorrow we have a show 7 p.m. Central. Will, myself, Shane, and Mark. We will have on a instructor from Madison, Wisconsin, which happened to be Jade and myself, our instructor. And yeah, so he will be on. And then Jade's show, she has a pre-recorded interview with a gal from overseas, and that'll also be a good show. Tomorrow we will be giving away one of the Paramotor guys, so stay tuned. I got another shipment in from our buddy down in Madison that gets them from overseas, and good trading things at fly-ins. So
Cool.
that's why I was talking about the crawfish. Bring us some crawfish, or there was a boudin or whatever that was.
Okay.
I'm a
Boudin.
foodie. Boudin. I like food. Bring food. I'll trade you for a paramotor. The little guy.
Oh.
Okay,
Had
just
to
send
clarify
one
that.
here. Okay, I'll give my address. No.
Right? Linda, you get
Oh,
yours
you know
when
where I
we
live.
take. You get yours when we take the tandem flight.
Oh,
Ooh.
There you go. It's
There was
on.
excitement. There was excitement, and then it processed, and then she's like, "Oh."
All you gotta do is kick back and relax, and you get one. It's no big deal. Tony Marzano said, next weekend, book your flights and come out to Vegas. Free room and board and all you can drink. I think that Tony just said that to everybody out there in the paramotor community. We'll be out there next weekend and drinking and
I'm there.
free room and board. I love it. So thank you, Tony, for the
I know.
invite.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
Neil-
that's a lot of fun out there. And them two, Tony and Angela, great people. We are definitely trying to get back there, but multiple reasons. We had so much fun, but I ain't staying back on the strip. We're gonna crash their house. So,
Oh,
but
yeah. Well, you can only do Vegas so much, and then it's like, okay, it's Vegas, so I totally get that, because
there you go.
I've been.
Or then you live there and it's just another
right around
city.
Vegas, and it's like, yeah, I did bowling tournaments, and after 3 days, I'm like, get me the heck out of here.
No, but if you do go to Vegas, you have to take Tony to the dark room to eat.
Oh gosh, how? I
And
don't even know
that's
how
all
you
I'm gonna
did that.
say.
I don't even. I can't even imagine. I
Probably we
know.
don't want to imagine.
No, I can't even. I'd be like freaking out probably. I can't see. No.
Can't see. Yeah, that's the way it was over here not too long ago. I couldn't see.
I know. Oh,
Well,
goodness.
and
Oh.
and Neal, thank you so much, buddy, for jumping
Yeah,
on
thank
here
you,
and
Neal.
chatting with us for a couple of hours. Definitely appreciate you, man.
Not a
Absolutely.
problem.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
we'll go flying with you soon.
I hope so, especially if we're going to go from is it Hazen that's above Stuttgart,
Hazen
North-
is right off.
north of
The-
Stuttgart?
It's right north of, or it's right by I-40.
So that's the one that's north of Stuttgart, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was thinking the right one. Yeah, we definitely need to do another fun XC. Anybody that wants to come over and do an XC, we're gonna go from one airport. We're gonna fly. We're gonna land next to which barbecue was it?
Nick's Barbecue in
Nick's.
Carlisle.
Yeah, Nick's Barbecue. There's also a Sonic. That's where we stopped and had we stopped there and had some Sonic and flew up to 4,000 feet and ate, and I lost napkins and everything else and French fries. It was a great video. You got to go back and watch that one.
Good. I missed that.
But anyway, thank you again, Neal. Definitely appreciate you, buddy. Thank you
you.
guys for being on the panel tonight. Anybody that wants to be on the panel, just get up with me, and you guys can jump on every Monday night, be on the panel, and chat
All right.
about paramotors. We love you guys. Thank you again. Don't forget tomorrow over at ppglear.com. Wednesday over at paramotorgirl.com, and Thursday over at paraglidingtalk.com. You guys have a wonderful night. Anything else before we say goodbye to the wonderful people and
Thank you, Chatters.
stop live streaming?
Much love. Much love.
Been
Thank
fun.
you. Everybody be safe.
We got 6 people here and there's 10 people total that are watching. So thank you for the 4 people that are still watching. All right, guys, have a good one. We're out E5000. See you tomorrow. Oh, we forgot to do a picture too.
Oh,
Bye, guys.
we forgot the picture.
I know we
Is
suck.
everyone? Yeah, everyone's gone. Well, all right.
Yeah, too bad. That's right. I'll take a picture out of the stream and we'll call it a
Eric,
day.
you had one freaking job.
Hey, wait a minute. What